Type in Slovenia. Živijo, hello. This is a brief report from Slovenia, democratically gathered and not curated. My presentation will be divided into three parts: historical context, education, and praxis. Slovenia is small. The whole country of Slovenia has a population of 2 million people, which is less than population of some of the big cities you see on the screen. It takes 4 hours by car from capital Ljubljana to Vienna and 3 hours to Venice. Slovenia belonged to Austro-Hungarian Empire for many centuries, and that is still highly visible in the visual landscape. 20th century was marked by modernism and non-aligned movement under Yugoslavia, which broke off from the more aggressive political agenda of the Eastern Europe. Connections with the West enabled the organization of the Second Icograda Congress at the Alpine resort of Bled in 1966. The Academy of Fine Arts and Design at the University of Ljubljana was the first institution in Slovenia to establish design studies at university level, starting in 1984. Lucian Bratuš, then professor of typography, established Tipo Berda type design workshop in 1997. It started as an initiative of students interested in type design, with him as a mentor. The long tradition of Tipo Berda follows the development of software used for digital type designing from photographer onwards. In the past 23 years, there have been more than 35 workshops on 5 different locations in Slovenia, always in search for a combination of hard-working atmosphere and an inspiring environment. In the heart of the workshops is type design, of course. But apart from that, many workshops covered other areas: calligraphy, linocut, letter carving, lettering, and sign painting. Up to today, over 220 people from 19 different countries have participated in the workshops, and many have become regulars. Tipo Berda Society is also organizing lectures and exhibitions in the field of typography and is looking forward to more international collaborations. One of the ex-attendees, graphic designer Tomato Košir, also organizes another type design workshop. It is called Type Clinic and is organized twice a year in beautiful Trenta Valley in Triglav National Park. It also brought many young professionals to Slovenia, many of them taking the role as commenters. Andragogical methods of the workshops are based on psychological fact that we learn best in the positive, playful atmosphere. Both workshops inspire numerous other projects, explorations and exhibitions, such as by duo Casual Science Ljubljana. They are into sign painting, hand lettering and calligraphy, exploring the fine line between design, art and craft. One of the main protagonists on the design scene is the Brmen Foundation. It is organizing the biennial exhibition of visual communications, 9 editions so far, which includes a category of type design. So some of the best high-quality type design in Slovenia can be found through awards at the biennial. If we now focus on education, formal typographic education is offered at the 2 institutions at University of Ljubljana, and we will start with the older one. At the University of Ljubljana Academy of Fine Arts and Design, the 3 main tracks are covering modern, traditional and functional aspects of typography. Non-dogmatic approach addresses historical key points and leaves open field for further studies. Basic level covers typographic grammar and vocabulary, rhythm and balance, figure ground, abstract forms, shape of texts. Applied level focuses on structure, hierarchy, grid, form and function. Experimental level uses type as image, as students are to become illustrators, graphic designers and photographers. Basic level of calligraphy includes learning about stroke, rhythm, pattern, space, ductus, tool, convention, while advanced level is focusing on writing and lettering as visual rhetoric. The third track covers typeface design as the insight to design spaces and production processes. At basic level, there is analog exploration into stroke, module, tools, consistency, relationships, imitation, interpretation. Intermediate level moves to digital realm, designing and planning, workflow, iteration, prototyping, restraints, and possibilities. At advanced level, students design custom type, developing contextual brief, identifying genres, setting parameters, and of course executing fonts. And of course then there are degree projects that are research oriented. They reflect the role of the typography in historical, cultural, social, economical, or just formal contexts of its use. Since 2013, Academy organizes workshops with invited tutors, such as world-famous Glyphs workshops by Mclaughlin, or an international summer school, which this past summer hosted Professor Jerry Leonidas from Reading University. And of course, the most rewarding are different field trips to around Europe, connected to conferences. The second institution is Faculty of Natural Sciences and Engineering, where the first higher education study program in graphic technology began in 1996. The primary study program offered an in-depth study of pre-press, press, and post-press. Since the very beginning of the program, photography and typography have been emphasized in the field of pre-press. In 2000, they introduced a postgraduate study program of graphic technology and then also a doctoral study program. In 2007, the study programs underwent the Bologna change, and modern digital media and graphic communications were added, as well as typography. Students in the first cycle study programs Graphic and Media Technology and Graphic Interactive Communications learn first the basics of typography and typographic design, and then delve into artistic styles and their technological impact on typographic design. Few examples. First-year students created 3D realization of personal names for a home assignment. With this task, the staff tests the students' understanding of typography at their entry point. Another home assignment is typographic Easter eggs. It is a Christian custom in Slovenia at Easter to decorate eggs, which are given various names in various parts of Slovenia. For example, Pirh, Pisanica, Rumenka. But at school they get a typographic spin. Second-year students design the typefaces on different topics. Last year, students delved into the disciplines of the Summer Olympic Games 2020. Individual, newly formed typefaces were to represent the characteristics of individual disciplines. At the MA program, students explored the role, importance, and needs of the National and University Library. They captured their visions of the institution, as well as their own views on what a modern library should be. Collaboration resulted in 17 original typefaces for new building, for example for wayfinding and promotional communication. During their doctoral studies, students research historical, artistic and sociological developments in the field of typography. Chair of Information and Graphic Arts Technology also began in-depth research and teaching in the field of legibility. They have a device for tracking eye movements with a sampling frequency of 120 Hz, which enables not only the testing of user experience in various media on different materials and different environments, but also legibility testing. They also obtain glasses for tracking eye movements. Here are some titles of the articles and PhD dissertations. Now, if we turn to praxis. In Slovenia, typography generally exists through its association with graphic design and visual communication, apart from some 24 people who are specialized in typographically oriented projects, teach typography, or design and sell type. There are some other type designers who are selling fonts, but today we will focus on the ones who are putting type design in the center of their endeavors at present time. But first, one exception. We have an amazing letterpress workshop named Tipo Renaissance, which was established in 2010. It is run by Marko Drpić. It's his labor of love, slowly acquiring equipment from very diverse parts of Slovenia and ex-Yugoslavia. It is a place for experimentation, and numerous workshops are taking place all the time. Marko, of course, is not a stranger to 3D type. He is a stone cutter and a calligrapher. But his most exciting project at the moment is making wood type from alien tree species, and you can hear all about it in a special session at this year's ATypI. Let's turn now to type designers. Slovenia is home to Ermin Medjedovic, author of the first custom fonts for several daily newspapers in the first years after the year 2000. He continued with publishing his extensive font libraries with Adobe, typefaces Ingra and Dita, and then Type Together, Fino, Fino Sans, Fino Stencil, Lipa Agate, and Tipo Tech, Edge Sans. He is currently a head of design at Delo newspaper, but continues to work on his large typeface families, during the night, I guess. The most exciting things are therefore yet to come. Ingra Nova and Frona will be published very soon. Mitja Mclaughlin, the first graduate from MA-TD at the Reading University, is recipient of International Type Design Awards, notably the Type Directors Club for his FF-TISA in 2007 and Communication Arts Award for his FF-TISA Sans in 2013. He worked with Fontsmith in London and published with well-known type foundries in the United States and Europe, such as with FontShop, Adobe, and House Industries. I guess everybody is familiar with their digital adaptations from Photolettering Archive, keeping Ed Bengiat alive. Mclaughlin runs his own studio with typography at the center of activities, branching into branding, visual identities, and consultancy. The most recent project in the pipeline is connected to a culture infrastructure project of the municipality of Ljubljana. The project is named after the building, which is a listed monument of culture significance, in which it will be accommodated. Cukrarna, ex-sugar factory, will be renovated into Cukrarna Gallery for Contemporary Visual Arts with more than 2,500 square meters. Visual Identity, designed by Aydin Basic, is built upon equally ambitious variable font typeface. It is a visual translation of architectural concept where new content is accommodated in the old shell. So this bespoke typeface uses high-tech poetics to build a bridge between past and future. And now to the ladies. Teja Smrekar also graduated at Reading and moved back to Slovenia, where she established Flej Type. The philosophy of the type foundry is to feel the material and to create with hands. Flej Type focuses on the surface, Flecha, which is a distorted German-Slovenian word for a surface, and this process has some unique challenges no matter which method is used. Done either by scissors, a knife, linocut, or any other process, at Flej Type they always create letter shapes in physical forms. They keep a unique flavor of a certain techniques, and they make sure its features are not lost during the process of digitalization. Whether creating a layered cutout series of letter forms, a derivative of wood type printing, or a bizarre interpretation of script typeface, they always try to create interesting products that designers would use in an unexpected way. Last but not least, we must talk about the newest Slovenian type foundry, Type Salon, founded by Alja Herlach and Krista Likar. They create memorable letter shapes that present the combination of diverse heritage and contemporary presence as retail fonts. They work on commissions for custom typefaces and logotypes. They offer multi-script typeface design and sell fonts in their online library. At the beginning of the spring, the lockdown made them think about the diversity of cultures, ideas, and traditions that contribute to the richness of everyday life. It became the basis of the development of their multi-script typeface. The name of the font, Spectra, originates from the word spectrum, and so addresses a wide range of different ideas, qualities, and opinions. By combining various scripts, Spectra brings together different locations, cultures, and ideas, and celebrates the differences, a bit like ATypI. So, obviously my time is running out, but if you want to know more about Slovenia, you can visit 2 other Slovenia-related events in the ATypI 2020 program. Domen Fras will have a type walk titled Types and Faces of Ljubljana, and Marko Drpić will talk about making wood type from alien tree species. You're very welcome to join in. And at the very end, I'd like to add a big thank you first to all these great people who helped me with materials, information, and everything else. And here are some contacts if you want to get in touch with them. And of course, thank you to ATypI for the opportunity and to you for your interest.